Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin Cash. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to check that out before watching this one so that you have more context. Now, jumping into the weekly chart, I did show you this large symmetrical triangle on the weekly chart. Now, as you can see, we're losing the support of this white trend line, but what we can do actually, because we do have some moves below the support of the symmetrical, or not the symmetrical, but the ascending triangle that we have over here, is you can move this over here, right? You can move that just a bit so that you still have the 3 touches over here, right? Just fix it up a bit. There we go. So you can't do that, right? Because you do have moves below that. If we didn't have the candles below the support, we wouldn't be able to do that because there'd be no point in these patterns at that point, right? But right now, what we have is we still have an open candle below this white trend line, and that is not something that I like to see. So yeah, potentially this is a bit bearish. We do want to get back above the white trend line, because if we start hitting our head on the white support over here, we're going to get pushed back down, right? And we do have a bearish cross playing out on the weekly chart. The 20 EMA, which is the yellow line, is crossing below the 55 over here, and that is bearish. I did tell you that a move like that, an indicator like that on the weekly chart has a lot of significance. So what can happen is we are on these prices that we were back in December of 2020. So this is a great opportunity for those who want to buy Bitcoin Cash, and things aren't looking good for those who want to sell their Bitcoin Cash. Obviously, selling your coins over here is not very smart. I do have this, as you can see, blue buy zone at $219 all the way to $143. That is your buy zone that you want to keep in mind, and draw this out on your charts. You're going to potentially come back into this zone and consolidate here, because we do have a support over here, as you can see, and we were holding this upper area of the rectangle as support as well at the end of last year, actually, all the way throughout the middle and the later part of 2020. So this is potentially a zone we can bounce off of and then come back into the triangle and carry out that move to the upside. We'll see how that plays out, but it is important that we come back into the ascending triangle over here. Now let's jump into the weekly RSI. You can see that we're still not oversold on the weekly chart, but it would be a nice buying opportunity once you are below the index of 30 on the relative strength index, on the daily, on the weekly, and on the monthly charts. Those are your more important time frames, because they are the larger time frames, especially the weekly and the monthly. So keep an eye on the RSI on the weekly chart. Once you get below the index of 30, just know that that's a great buying opportunity. And we actually haven't been this low on Bitcoin Cash ever since February of 2019. So this is a good opportunity for you guys to dollar cost average into the project. Obviously, don't buy all in at one price. It can always go even lower, and just have the buy orders ready and set to go, because we can have flash crashes at any time. You can have these large wicks, as you can see, these wicks, and they can be bought up real quick. So you want to be in time with those buy orders, and you can only be in time once you have the buy orders up at all times. Now let's jump into the daily chart. Now, jumping into Bitcoin Cash on the daily chart, I did move the fib down over here, because the fib was, we did break our low over here of the fib, and we printed a lower low basically. So we are in a downtrend on the daily chart. We have printed a bearish cross on the daily chart as well. So that's bearish as well. And we have lost this white support trend line, because we've been holding it as support. We broke above it over here at the end of December, back tested it as support. I thought, actually, this is the weekly chart. I do apologize. We failed to hold it as support, obviously broke down with the markets here, and we printed a low at $260, which is going to be our swing low at the minute. And if we start printing any lower lows, I'm going to obviously drag down the fib so that we can get our future targets. But for now, what I want to do is create a Fibonacci retracement with targets to the downside. So we're going to use this level over here, and we're going to use this swing high, this swing low, and this swing high. So if you zoom in over here like this, you can see that we have our 1.618 here, and we've almost gotten down to the 1.618. So I'm going to give you that target right now. So that's $243. The 1.414 that we're holding above now is $282.50, and the 1.272 that's holding us as resistance right now is $314.50, or $314 roughly. So these are three important levels, and you obviously want to get above the 1.272 here and start climbing back up. You can potentially retest the first fib level as resistance over here at $383, because we have broken below that level but haven't had the back test of resistance. So with a relief rally, we can come back to that level and get sent all the way down for a lower low. But at the minute, this is great buying opportunities for the Bitcoin Cash holders. If you're holding for the long term especially, and you believe in the project long term, this is a great opportunity. We are far away from the 20 EMA. This tells me that we can potentially see a relief rally all the way to the daily 20 EMA. So that can be a potential take profit zone in itself, 12% trade, but I wouldn't recommend selling anything right now. I'm going to remove the fib over. Actually, I'm going to keep both fibs up. All right. I do know it can be a bit distracting, but I'm just going to try to keep both of them. Hopefully it's not a bit not too difficult to understand. Now, jumping into the daily chart, we are still oversold. So this is great buying opportunities for Bitcoin Cash right now. As you can see, we dropped below this pink trend line. As you can see, we back tested it as resistance. So great entries right now, absolutely great entries. Look at this. This is your oversold zone below the index of 30. And look, you've been in this zone previously, but look what happens after you come back up from it. You can see the moves to the upside that we have. So don't miss this opportunity, guys. This is great. I'm not a financial advisor by any means, but I'm just telling you that this is a great buying opportunity. So have the RSI up, look at the daily chart, and just see where you are right now and where you can potentially be in the near future. So I'm going to get rid of some levels over here because they are a bit distracting and we don't need that many levels on the RSI at the minute. I'm just going to extend this level over here. So this pink trend line is important, actually. Both of these pink trend lines are important because they've been a solid support and a solid resistance for a very long time. We hit our head over here January 15th on the pink trend line, came back down to the oversold, and yeah, like I said, great entry points. You can potentially start coming up, hit your head on this level, come back down, break above it, hit your head on the pink trend line, come back and back test this one as support. That's a potential that can happen. Or you can break through over here all the way to the green trend line and get rejected from there. Have the trend lines up, guys. It's really helpful on the RSI as well. But yeah, like I said, it's a great entry point right now for Bitcoin Cash. Yes, it is down very much. It is down from the local high that we have over here, 84%. So great entry points, guys. Like I said, if you want to dollar cost average, now is your chance. If I missed out anything on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. We do have a Telegram chat, a Discord server, and a Patreon. Great way to support me and a great way for me to give back to those who support me. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.